So just getting in this atmosphere.
And working through that study.
Very healthy conversation.
We really genuinely just want to get closer to God and get closer to our spouses. It changed everything.
We've all gone through God, Sex, and Your Marriage, the study. And so you've all had personal and unique experiences going through the study of healing, of freedom, seeing biblical sexuality in a healthy way. Stephanie, so within the first 2 weeks that you started coming, Tommy Boy brought you, you had a little apprehension. Can you tell me and tell all of us what that looked like?
On the way home after like the second week, I told Thomas that I thought the whole thing was kind of nuts. The people were really nice, but I thought the book itself, like the content was a little bit out there. I don't feel that way anymore, but I definitely went in with a lot of apprehensions.
So Tom, you remember when I approached you about taking the study God, Sex, and Your Marriage, and I focused on the passionate celebration part of it? Well, tell me what you thought about after taking the study.
I mean, as a guy, as most men, we think as sex as the ultimate goal. Doing this study and reading about the Word and reading that God wants to know us intimately, and that's a parallel to know our spouses intimately. That's one of the big things I really took away from it.
America. So I know some of your story, you shared it with me, and it reminds me of a quote by Hillary Morgan Ferrer, and she said, our sexuality and our way that we see God are intrinsically connected, and if you introduce a deviation to one, you introduce a deviation to the other. Now that is some of your story. Can you expound on that for us?
In my own experience, it was like there were so many things that were just bubbling under the surface, and I didn't have the vocabulary for them. I knew there was something wrong. There was something that was coming in between us, but I didn't have the words for it. So just getting in this atmosphere with the group of people, where we really genuinely just want to get closer to God and get closer to our spouses, and it changed everything. I mean, it was really, a little scary at first, but by God's grace, man, it's really coming along, and we got some great friends now too.
You're with a group of people that you get to know, and you come to find that they've gone through similar experiences with life, sex, and marriage, and God as well. Because sometimes you can think, I'm the only one that's going through this, but you find out that everybody is pretty much similar or the same.
Lisette, so what resource during the study was helpful to you to spur on intentional conversation between you and Tom?
You passed out this questionnaire during group, and it had all these different questions. So I remember briefly looking through them in the class, and then I'm like, oh, these are really deep questions. So I told him, I said, we really have to do these. Very healthy conversation and things that was like, well, we've never thought of that. Like, what does expectation of our sex look like to you? And I was like, I have no idea. And it just brought healthy conversation.
I think this was a lot of fun. We had great conversation. We just reflected on our journey together, because I know we haven't had class in a few weeks. We were finished and everybody missed each other. That's kind of what happens. We all missed each other. So it's been great to get back together with you. And we're going to do God, Sex, and Your Marriage again. So make sure you tell your friends and encourage them to really, it is an environment where you can feel safe and you can feel like you are able to share.